on this side.
The fact is that we are the original people. The original people we have 7.5 ounces of brain, and that the black man has 7.5. That's not racist. That's a fact. You go to a doctor and he'll tell you that.
Did he say a scientist?
Leave it alone. It matters not what you think or feel.
Did he say a scientist actually created a white man?
It was the black people made the white man. Back in the year of nine, a man named Yakub seen there was two germs in the black man, a black and brown germ. And so he went to work at grafting the germ out. And when he grafted the germ out, he made all the different races. And the white man was the last one.
I don't think that's the way I read that book.
And the white race was born in the year of 9004. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Where are you getting all that insanity that you're reading from?
All that what?
All of this that you're reading about
Darwin. Charles Darwin.
About Negroes' brains is smaller and the jaws bigger.
Charles Darwin.
Well, this man is insane.
Thank you.
The black man's brain is bigger than all human beings' brain.
Oh, now we have the other racists on the line. You have...
No, I'm not racist.
Malvester, you are one of the most racist individuals that I know on this side.
The fact is that we are the original people. The original people we have 7.5 ounces of brain, and that the black man has 7.5. That's not racist. That's a fact. You go to a doctor and he'll tell you that.
Okay, wait a minute. Now,
racist.
Did you get this from the same guy that said the moon turned over and poured half of its water out on the earth?
Well, you know what?
I'm just asking.
You know what, Johnny? You tried to make a joke. Wait a minute. I listen to you, and you listen to me.
No,
okay?
I own the broadcast. You don't make the rules on here if your brain is bigger. I own the broadcast here. If you want to make your point, and you want to make it the way you make it, you buy time. Otherwise, we'll be fair. You can talk. I'm just going to go get some information while you talk. Go ahead.
Okay. That stuff that's you putting on the TV is not true.
Which part?
When you talk about racism, do you know what racism means?
Now, Malvester, did you not realize that I was reading something that I don't believe? I don't believe what Darwin said. I'm trying to make a point that Darwin was racist. And then you come on as if I'm promoting Darwinism. I'm trying to demonstrate that the Natural History Museum is trying to put the black man down. Darwin was a racist.
Okay. Well, in this fight, we together then, because that's not true.
That's what
about whether he's racist or not.
That's what I'm saying.
He's telling a lie.
Okay, so I'm
telling a lie. It's not true because you can't never find nowhere in the history where we have been living in as an animal. If you go back in a Tarzan movie, we had civilization.
Well, can I ask you this? Can I ask you this, Malvester? This is what I want to get to. Why is it, this is the part that I can't understand, why is it that when I'm actually saying things that if persons would slow down, they would realize that I'm telling the truth, and when you picked up on the program, somehow or other, you heard me being racist when I'm actually trying to demonstrate that I'm the one who's standing up against the biggest part of our community that is the problem, and that is these elitist individuals who are behind the Natural History Museum and the movement. They are basically what I'm calling the #1 problem. They think they're smarter and better than all of us. Now, how did you get the other side of it? Did you just like tune in and thought I was dumb enough to just be racist here on TV?
Well, I've seen what you was talking about on TV, and I'm answering it. Anytime I see wrong going on, I speak to it, right?
Okay, but so, you were actually speaking to it.
I agree with you on that.
Okay, I appreciate that. That basically means to me that now you're being fair-minded. But what about what you were saying a while ago about the other side of it, the way you were arguing You were simply just taking the other side of the argument and just basically now saying that the black man is better. And so, see, that's not going to help us. If
I didn't say that. I didn't say he was better.
What'd you say? Bigger brain.
I said that originally, we are the original people, right? So the original, we have 7.5 ounces of brain, and that's a fact. That's not nothing I'm saying. And I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm not bragging or anything. That's a fact. And by us being the original, we produce everybody else on the planet.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying, and that's not racist. That's the truth.
How do you establish
the truth in the school? Then people wouldn't think it's racist.
But see, Malvester, how do you establish a fact?
How do I do what?
How do you establish a fact?
A fact?
Yes, when you say something is a fact, how do you establish a fact?
Well,
did this man say it? Is that what makes it fact, or have you actually demonstrated that your brain is bigger?
All you got to do is go to doctors, and they'll tell you that. Science will tell you that. I'm not saying something that I'm talking off the cuff. I'm telling you the truth. Now, you prove me wrong. Go to some doctors and find out if I'm lying or not. Then you can come back and say, no, it's a lie.
Okay, now, I've read this man's book, and there's not anything scientific about it, and I know that you adhere to this man.
You know what?
What?
That is the man that I follow, and he's alive, living, and well.
Did he say a scientist?
Leave it alone. It matters not what you think or feel.
Did he say a scientist actually created a white man?
It was the black people made the white man.
Out of a dog.
And he made it out of what?
Out of a dog.
What? I didn't hear you.
Out of a dog.
No, that's not true.
Okay, well, how did he say it?
No.
Well, he was.
I don't know where you get your information from.
Okay, well, let me. I knew it was some word with a D. Okay, it was a devil.
No.
Don't say no. Don't say no too loud now. Don't say no. Don't say no too loud now.
Wait a minute. If you let me, I'll tell you.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay. All right. So, Malvester, I'm basically saying tonight you're the other side of the coin that we're trying to get rid of.
Wait a minute. See. Your problem is, Johnny. Your problem is that you don't know, and you arguing with truth that you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
See, most of this stuff you teaching about the Christmas and all that, I taught that years ago.
Well, do you think I just came up with it today? Do you think I came up with it today? Are you telling me, Malvester?
Go to the 10th chapter of Jeremiah.
Okay.
Go to
I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm glad Malvester called in, and we let him talk, and he demonstrated to us that he's the other side of this coin. And you know that he's the other side of the coin. Like I say, I'm glad he called in, and let's see if we can get him. Yes, caller?
Go to the 10th.
Okay, we're going to move to the next caller. Yes, caller.
Yes, sir. I don't much believe what that man's saying about.
Okay, I can tell when somebody's disguising their voice. Let's don't play like little children now. All right, so see, Malvester made our show tonight. He basically came on and demonstrated the other side of the Darwin coin. Malvester has a teacher that will say things like the moon turned over, and which one was it first, 3 or 4?
4 first.
Okay.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
I'm enjoying your show tonight. This past week, your name came up in a couple of topics that I was talking about. And, Johnny, Eugene Grant always called and talked to me. He says that one thing that you and I try to stand for, that's truth. And I've told you before, I'm not a minister. I've got my faults, you know. But, Johnny, why do people stand fast in that stubbornness when they see that they're doing wrong?
You know, the only thing that I can come up with, Mike, is people just don't care. I mean, that's what my lesson is about tonight. People from the Smithsonian Institute, the Natural History Museum here, don't care about what the Smithsonian is doing in the homosexual realm. and I've got more to show you tonight. It's just unbelievable the level of don't care. And then individuals will try to say that I don't care. And then you have Malvester on the other side of it. You know, he's basically the far edge the other way. And when he actually called in with his superior brain, he actually didn't even realize that I was taking up for him. And so I just don't know, Mike. Only thing I know to do is just keep putting the information out there. Just keep putting the information out there. And, you know, I will say this, Mike, and I hope that you realize this. We never really tell people you got to come to 823 Starling Avenue. What we tell people is you got to do what the Bible says. We don't care where it's done. Go to the church that you're in and start pressing them. Go to the Bible and let's do what the Bible says. And see, that way I get to answer my critics on the other side who say, well, you're just jealous because you don't have a mega church. I don't want any more responsibility than I have. You know, this is as much as I can handle. And I do appreciate the fact that it's making sense with you, because I know that you read. I listen to you when you quote figures and quote facts from the law books and whatever, and I know that your brain is actually able to manage all that stuff, and you ought to be using it for the glory of God.
And Johnny, you know what? I'm working toward that. But you know what's hard, Johnny? And I say this all the time, and regardless, when you have a fault and you go to